Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of Anarchast, your home for anarchy on the internet. This is the all-rap edition. We've got Alais Clay coming in, a very popular rapper. She's also going to be rapping at the upcoming Anarchapulco conference coming up February 19th to 21st. If you haven't heard her music, I'll just play one of her great videos right now called The Empire, and you can check out what she's all about.
This is Aldous Huxley, a man haunted by a vision of hell on earth. A searing social critic, Mr. Huxley, 27 years ago, wrote Brave New World, a novel that predicted that someday the entire world would live under a frightful dictatorship. We'll find out why in a moment.
Welcome to the new age of renegade machines, the child of the new world and fascist regimes. Remnants of the Third Reich lurk behind the scenes, training all the puppets and then pulling on their strings. It's a dark, dark circus with a serpent man a king, feeding on the energy of creatures in the kingdom, on the people and the cattle and the fishes and the sheep. Daily mass genocide while most of the people sleep. It's a cold-blooded, murderous, money-hungry beast, creeping through the tapestry of everything we see, from the schools to the hospitals, the malls and the screens at the supermarket, on the covers of the magazines, and the EMFs every day raining on our brains, and the GMOs tailored to affect our DNA, and the DSM criteria to diagnose your state, and the drugs in the water meant to keep us all sedated. So well-planned kill man, never gonna give a damn, murder off a whole race quick just to claim land. No shame, all game, propaganda campaign, tricking you to pick a side when it's all the same thing. Red team, blue team, ready, set, go. Behind the scenes both, they're under the same control. Big money, blood money, brotherhood ties, an empire built upon lies, lies. We're rising from the ashes to cut through the facades, never bowing down to the self-appointed gods, stepping to their armies against all odds, and the tidal wave of revolution will not be stopped. It's a preordained sure thing happening right now, coming from the kingdom and the kingdom's coming down. It's about time, wake minds, never gonna take mine. All about peace, but make no mistake, when assaulted by something else, don't hesitate to act and defend myself. I don't wait for any signal except inside me, and I'm grateful that I listen to these. Cause it's a well-planned kill man, never gonna give a damn, murder off a whole race quick just to claim land. No shame, all game, propaganda campaign, tricking you to pick a side when it's all the same thing. Red team, blue team, ready, set, go. Behind the scenes both, they're under the same control. Big money, blood money, brotherhood ties, an empire built upon lies, lies.
I'm in a wasteland and the sky's all black. I'm out here searching for a child's lost laugh. My third eye's like a cyclops blast, and it's coming out the forehead of my God Fox mask. Yeah, God's my path while this world's spinning in panic. Every boy's autistic, each girl is riddled with cancer. They murder in these infants, then they get hurled into a hamper. Birds living in traffic lights, these squirrels are sitting on cameras, ripping the plants up from the garden. Aluminum's in the rain. Stop using these cosmetics, it'll ruin your beautiful face. They brutally mutilate us, and they're using the human race. And if you be refusing the truth, then a funeral for you is made. This shit is logical, this shit ain't philosophical. 1936, these German kids were filling hospitals, while Hitler had these Nazis building Hannibals, pushing buttons, flicking they switches and flipping they modules.
Well-planned kill man, never gonna give a damn, murder off a whole race quick just to claim land. No shame, all game, propaganda campaign, tricking you to pick a side when it's all the same thing. Red team, blue team, ready, set, go. Behind the scenes both, they're under the same control. Big money, blood money, brotherhood ties, an empire built upon lies, lies.
Great stuff. She's what I call a conscious rapper, definitely spreading truth through the message of rap, or hip-hop as she calls it, actually. She doesn't like the word rap, if I remember correctly. But Alais, before we get started, let me ask you, how did you become an anarchist?
Well, I try and stay away from labels, but for me, it's pretty simple, really just from my history of understanding of how this country was formed, you know, basically conquistadors coming over here and wiping everyone out and forming their schools and their new laws, and I feel like ever since then, this is the government that we've been evolved into since then, or de-evolved into, and I don't feel like that's valid. Like if someone comes into my house and kills everyone in my family and then decides that they're now gonna run it by their rules, I don't think that's a valid reason. And so to me, I just think our government's null and void, and I believe in the concept of no rulers, no masters.
Yeah, absolutely. And I as well consider all governments to be null and void. I do not... I do not accept their authority or whatever they say they have, and it makes no sense. Us as human beings, we're all individuals, are put here on this earth to be free, and to have people ruling over us. I can't believe truly people want someone to rule them, but it appears many people do. They won't say it though. It's sort of funny. They'll say, you'll say, well, you think government, you want government, right? And they're like, yes. And it's like, well, so you want to be a slave, you want to have a ruler. And they're like, no, I just want government. It's like, well, that's what it is.
Yeah. And I think we've just become so dependent as a society on a whole on so many of their services, just because most of us in the last generations have just been already born into the system where everything is controlled, from our food and every aspect of our lives. So it's like if we were to just take it away overnight, people would freak out. They would not know what to do with themselves.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's part of the reason I say that as we move towards anarchy, as we move away from statism or slavery, it's best if it doesn't just happen all overnight. It's probably is better if it is a gradual transition, mostly for, especially people in the U.S., actually most people around the world, they're not, if Mexico barely even has a government right now and no one cares, and actually they're pissed off they do, so they'd be fine here. But in the U.S., they are so anti-freedom and believe so much in slavery and communism, central planning, that they yeah, you're right. There'd be literally tens of millions of zombies out on the street who are used to their government welfare checks, who are used to having their government jobs, which is a complete waste of money to be giving to all those people, and they don't know how to even do anything in the free market. So yeah, it would be quite a disaster. But and that's, I think, part of the reason that anarchy does scare some people. They think it'd just be like a flip is switched overnight, but I don't think that's going to happen. It's just got to be gradually an awakening. Wouldn't you agree? And I think that's what a lot of your music is about, is consciousness and awakening, and telling people what's going on, because most people have no idea.
Absolutely. I do think more and more people are waking up to what's going on, and that's why I feel like we're kind of in this time now where people are ready for an alternative, because they've just seen that what we're living in is so corrupt and ridiculous to the point where our elections are a total joke. And I think the first steps, rather than just how we were talking about like switching to anarchy overnight, really a decentralization where communities really are taking account for how they regulate their communities amongst themselves. I think that would be the first step. I think that the federal government, the centralized government, has way too much control in everything, where we're being told that we can't like collect rainwater or trade raw milk or like trade amongst each other, and they can get away with human trafficking and selling, drugs, the contra, and all kinds of atrocities on the daily, and we're just trying to like make transactions amongst each other and being taxed out of our asses for it, for one. And
yeah, absolutely. That's one of the reasons I say that I eventually want to see 7 billion governments on Earth. So right now we have essentially about 300 governments, and then they're trying to put it all into one. That's what they've been trying to do, and they're still trying, and they're moving forward on it very quickly now to move towards a one world government, all under the UN. And I just heard last week that Barack Obama, of all things, after he's done being the dictator of the US, he wants to be the president of the UN. So he will still probably be the president president of the world at that point, which is pretty scary. But I think as we, if we can just move towards what you said, more community, so get closer, at least get the government closer to home, get it closer and closer and closer, and smaller and smaller and smaller. That's the real key, to the point where eventually people just say, well, we don't even really need this at all. And then there's 7 billion governments and we have peace on earth and prosperity like we've never known it.
Right, agreed. And I do think that when people do get to know their neighbors and the communities around them, and you find that you can really source all of your needs from the people around you, and it doesn't mean that you shouldn't participate, in like a global trade or anything like that, but that we can absolutely do that without having government interfere with us every step of the way and dictating everything that we can and can't do. But at the same time, I feel like some people have this, when they envision anarchy, they see this, just violent, like do whatever you want, and I imagine more as no rulers. You have self-accountability for what you do, but that you're also not harming others, and to some people that I feel like that's different, like if there's someone in the community that thinks, I don't know, skinning dogs to make jackets is a cool thing to do, and I don't agree with that, I feel like people just gravitate towards other people that they share values with, and amongst those communities, kind of like tribal style, you just decide amongst yourselves what's your code.
Yeah, and absolutely. And a good example is someone is skinning dogs in your neighborhood, and if those dogs are street dogs, so it's not the property of any other humans. Really, the market can work that out. The market can be messy. There can be a lot of crazy things go on in the market, but if everyone, well, I don't know who would want a skin dog jacket, but if there was somebody, fine. But for the most part, the market would just say, okay, we don't want this, and then that person would go out of business. So the market really regulates itself a lot. And as you pointed out, the community is a big aspect. And this is a big thing they've been doing now for decades, is trying to separate us, trying to instill fear in us so we don't go out and talk. Most people in the U.S. never even met their neighbor. That's on purpose. They want you in front of your TV listening to their television programming, and it's called programming for a reason, just to get you separated from each other, and they want to divide us as much as possible, and that's what they've been doing with all these sort of events, these riots and things like that have been going on. They're just trying to separate and divide people, and we need to get more close together and get back to our humanity. I think you'd agree, and I know you've been working on a project to sort of get people around the world sort of getting into groups in their local communities. Is that right?
Yeah, I've been working on a project called the Star Tribe Alliance with a community out here in Colorado, and our mission is basically to connect, we say different superheroes around the world, people that are actively, consciously making a difference every day in their lives, just through what they do in making a difference and really with the healing of the planet. And so connecting with different communities, organizations, and part of what we do, like what we were talking about, the foundation of the Star Tribe Alliance is our core values, which is, it's listed on our website, startribealliance.org, and for us, they're just like agreements that we have come together, we've really put a lot of thought into, discussed for a long time, and for us, they're just like basic human rights agreements that put us all on the same page and are like, okay, if you agree with these, I want to build with you. I want to network with you. Because for me, for instance, skinning dogs is not okay. And I would not condone, something like that. But maybe we are not in alignment, and just connecting a network of people that are in alignment, connecting conscious businesses, communities, like a international network of communities that are intentional, self-sustainable, bringing in permaculture aspect, school aspect, and bringing in the animal piece as well. Because I believe also living in harmony with the animals is important to our evolution as a human species.
But yeah, that's definitely something I've been giving a lot of thought about over the last few years. I actually was a vegetarian for 5 years and a vegan for 2 years, about 15, 20 years ago. And I fell off the wagon and I became a total meat eater. But the more that I've looked into human consciousness, how we can be evolving to something better. The more I look at how we treat animals, and I say this has got to be really looked at, especially the factory farming and all that stuff. And I think again it comes a lot down to people being aware of it. I don't think your average person is even aware of the horrible conditions that a lot of these animals are in. But I think that's definitely something that a lot of anarchists are beginning to awaken to as well. And in fact, at Anarchapulco, we've got a full vegan meal set up for the entire conference with a local company, which is great, by the way, called Verde Vegan. If you're in Acapulco, even if you're not vegan, got some amazing food there, and a grocery store with all kinds of organic stuff and hemp seeds and all kinds of stuff, so it's great. But yeah, that's definitely something that people, I think, are becoming more awake to as well. And I think all of this stuff helps. Like your music helps. You get this stuff out there. Like, let's play your track, The Message, right now, so you can see all this truth bombs you're just dropping about what's really going on that most people just don't know.
That I'm sending from the belly of the beast, straight through the door, carrying a seed, praying for and working for peace. Living in the edge of World War III, weaponized food and disease. Lord only knows what kind of monsters they've released with the help of the CDC. Killing off the people while they're blowing up the screens, scaring you to take the vaccines. Meanwhile, radiation spreading through the seas, it's looking like a really bad dream. But people everywhere are waking from their sleep, rising up and taking to the streets. We have our differences but all one piece, yet the ruthless in power won't cease. Puppeteers with many tricks up their sleeves, no end to the depth of their deceit. Poisoning our water while they're poisoning our seas, it's war on our humanity. So going crazy when you finally see through the bullshit with clarity. The lens they go through to keep us on a leash, to keep us on our hands and knees. Maybe they thought that they could rule us forever, but clearly that's a fallacy. We're rising up and we're rising together, witnessing the people break free. When you decide to finally take back your power, you take back your destiny. It's past time we all take back what's ours, stop giving them our energy. If we take back our energy and consciously direct it, we could change the world right now. Visualize a better way and manifest it, we could shut Babylon down. Remember what your purpose is and resurrect it, really learn to stand your ground. We are all kings and queens, don't forget this, time to reclaim our crowns. It's time we realize where the power lies in us. Look deep within you and imagine what it looks like when 7 billion people rise up. And now I see what my elders were saying, if I really wanna take a stand. Must reconnect with my roots as a human and really go back to the land. And now I see what my elders were saying, if I really wanna take a stand. Must reconnect with my roots as a human and really go back to the land.
So yeah, great stuff, Elias. Super looking forward to seeing you down here at Anarchapulco. It's going to be great. Last year we had Rob Hustle of Call the Cops, and his video ended up going viral. And actually, I think a decent part of the reason it went viral was because we brought him into the anarchist community, and it got shared a lot, and he got a huge new audience from it. So hopefully people will check out your stuff too. And so we'll really be looking forward to seeing you down here in Acapulco. If you want to just let people know anything more about the Star Tribe Alliance, or where they can find your music, or anything else you want to mention as well, feel free.
Yeah, I'm really excited to go to Anarchapulco, to meet you there in person, to see the different speakers there. I'm particularly interested in, I saw that the president of the new Liberland that just formed is coming to speak.
Liberland.
Liberland.
That's a good name for it. I like that, Liberstan.
Yeah, I've been reading like some about that and was super curious, and so I thought that was really cool that he was going to be one of the speakers. So yeah, just really excited to hear what all the people there are bringing into the mix. And with Star Tribe Alliance, if people want to find out more or how they can get involved, there's a section on our website for different businesses or organizations, artists, musicians, permaculture communities, and a holistic healing section. So if you are interested in what we're doing and you find that the core values resonate with you, just check that out, and you can send an email through the website, and I go through most of those. And yeah, you can find out more through there. And for more of my music, you can go to www.alaisclay.com, ALAIS. And yeah, I don't really have much else to say.
That's great. That's plenty. We'll really look forward to seeing you perform here at Anarchapulco. For people who don't know about Anarchapulco, it's coming up February 19th to 21st. I'll play the trailer to it right now, just so you can see, as Elias was mentioning, there's some great people, including Vit Jedlicka of Liberland. If you don't know what that is, a narco-capitalist that started his own country, and it's actually going quite well. They've actually got an embassy sort of set up here in Mexico. The entire Liberland Mexico embassy is coming to Anarchapulco. So it's going to be just an amazing group of people. I'll play the trailer for that right now.
I wanna dance by water beneath the Mexican sky, drink some margaritas by a string of blue lights, listen to the mariachi play at midnight. Are you with me? Are you with me?
Coming this February 19th to 21st in Acapulco, Mexico, the most irreverent freedom conference on Earth returns. Anarchapulco, the world's first and largest anarcho-capitalist conference, is back. And this time, it is going to be fucking insane. Leaders from the freedom movement worldwide descend onto the beautiful beaches of Acapulco to create a new, better world, free of the state, and have a lot of fun. Top speakers include Larkin Rose, Mr. Libertarian Walter Block, Adam Kokesh, Breitbart's Milo Yiannopoulos, We Are Change's Luke Radowski, Ken O'Keefe, the Bitcoin Jesus Roger Ver, Mark Victor, the Never Get Busted Crew's Barry Cooper, Max Egan, Zen Gardner, the president of Liberland, Vit Jedlicka, Lauren Rumpler, Dana Martin, the Dragon Anarchist, Amanda Rockwitz, and of course, the Dollar Vigilante, Jeff Berwick. Headline musical acts Alais Clay and L. Dixon. Also, surrounding the conference dates, educational and informative workshops and summits, including the Anarchapulco Entrepreneurship Bootcamp, the Dollar Vigilante Internationalization and Investment Summit, Change Media University, the Unschooling and Peaceful Parenting Workshop, the Direct Dating Summit with Sasha Daygame, the 4th Rational Physics Conference, and an ayahuasca ceremony. For more information and to register now before it sells out, go to anarchapulco.com. Anarchapulco. Peace, love, anarchy.
So as you can see, it's going to be a great time. February 19th to 21st on the beach in Acapulco with headline artist Alais Clay, and it'll be great. We're also going to have Elle Dixon performing. We might even have a number of others. We're still talking. Rob Hustle might come down, as last I heard. So there's going to be a lot of musical acts as well, right on the beach in beautiful Acapulco, Mexico. So check that out. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, share, and that's it for Anarchast, your home for anarchy on the internet. Peace, love, and anarchy.
What happens when you call the cops? Say what? This is what happens when you call the cops. Come on. This is what happens when you call the cops. You get your rights violated or you all get shot. This is what happens when you call the cops. This is what happens when you call the cops. This is what happens when you call the cops. You get your rights violated or you all get shot.
I'm sick of people being victimized by criminal cops. Psychopathic predators terrorizing neighborhood blocks. Equipped with pepper spray, mace, cuffs, tasers, and glocks. They like serial killers acting out subliminal thoughts. Forget what you taught.
Yeah, a divine comedy, but this is no joke. They'll likely try to sign me on Anarchast dope, but that's not why I'm rhyming. This is my soul's goal. Third eye shining with the indigo glow. Most of the time my feelings don't show. Trying to figure out how to fix myself and how to heal the whole globe. Listen, the whole world is a stage. Hey,
from Acapulco, Mexico, this is Anarchast.